live stream the meeting.
All right, careful what y'all say.
All right, we're live on YouTube.
All right.
So, or it says we're about to be live on YouTube. It says it's setting up the meeting.
Wait, Sam, now that we're live, can you explain to all your fans your hot take on Palestine you were just telling us about?
I was not saying anything about that. Hey, we're live about that. Live stream. Wait, that got in there. That got in there. All right, boys, we are officially live. Welcome to the Goldmine Fantasy Football Draft. I'm Sam. I'm the host of this Goldmine show. We have Joe Kane named Tom Brady at the moment. I don't know why, considering he hates Tom Brady's guts, but he's just probably imitation of this most sincere form of flattery, right? So yeah, Joe Kane's our executive producer, or whatever the heck we call him. Who's joining right now? Cam is joining. Cam, okay, it's a black screen right now. Anyway.
You're a great narrator, Sam.
Yeah, so we got me. How it is. We got Joe, we got Miguel, we got Noah, we got Jordan Krause, we got James Shakow, Max Dominguez, and Cam is currently joining. Sohan, for some reason, isn't joining, and Sorna will join whenever the tube gets his ass home. So, welcome everyone. Great, I'm already cussing on air. Cam, how are we doing?
Ass isn't a cuss word.
Yeah. We're live on YouTube at the moment, waiting 5 minutes before the draft. Jordan sending wink emojis in the chat. This is great. So how is everyone doing today? Everyone ready for this draft?
You could say that.
Yep.
For months, Sam.
Pick 9.
All right, so the way we're going to do this is I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it shows up on the live broadcast. And then every pick, Joseph, that probably just popped up on our live stream.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Anyway,
he said the F word.
we're all gonna say
everyone listens to WAP these days. Like, I think they know everything.
That's fair. I mean, on the actual radio show, we swear like crazy. Who cares? Fuck that. Anyway, so yeah, all my 7-year-old fans. Okay. So as okay, let's see. So it is live.
WAP these days, like.
Perfect. Now, that's a good one, Miguel. I didn't know the group roast was happening to me. So if I share my screen, hopefully it will show up on the actual.
Sam already lost the fantasy league. This is just the road session now.
So do this, share. Okay. So can someone pull up the live stream and check and see if it's showing up on YouTube?
Nah, bitch.
Oh, thanks.
Hold up, it's a little delayed. We'll get there.
Yeah, it is a bit delayed. So, as you can all tell, we've got this great broadcast going on. 3 minutes before draft time, the order is Jordan, then me, then Noah, then Sohan, who still hasn't logged on to the draft. We got Shakow Davidson football team. That's good. Cam, Zika virus, which is Joe Kane, even though he probably won't get Zeke. Then Sorna, who is currently trying to get back to his home in London. And then Miguel and Max. So guys, I want to get your take. We'll go around the horn here. How are we feeling about our draft order or our draft position? So Jordan, you have the number 1 pick. Tell us what's going through your mind.
In most of the drafts I've been a mid pick with the snake or towards the end, which I usually prefer. I don't care as much about having a high profile player versus having a little more depth. So, I mean, maybe I'll trade McCaffrey, maybe I won't, but I'll see what I can do in the draft. I'm usually pretty good at drafting.
$5. $5 and that's it. No player, just $5.
He wants money.
Yeah.
You can buy anyone in fantasy.
The share screen function does work.
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. So then we'll see. Okay, Noah, you have the 3rd pick. What do you think about this?
I don't love it. I mean, I got some options to make here. I feel like the first 2 are pretty straightforward, but I got to make some kind of decisions. But I don't love having to wait again for my 2nd pick. I would rather have been farther back in this round, but we'll see how it goes.
That's kind of how I feel too. I mean, I'm going to hopefully get a player that stays healthy, but given the lack of running back depth in fantasy right now, it's not great to have a pick at the end of the second round. Okay, what about you, Shaka? You're right in the middle of the pack. Shaka and Cam both 5 and 6. What are you guys thinking?
I just want to win. I want to go out there and give them hell. I want to win.
Okay. Cam, what are you thinking about your pick?
First off, hi guys, I'm Cam. I'm a freshman. What I'm thinking with 6 here is, in a running back heavy league, I think it's really important to pick up a good running back. So I don't really like that Michael Thomas is my ADP player. But, there's Derrick Henry, obviously, Josh Jacobs, who's coming off a good rookie season, Miles Sanders too. So a lot of options there. Not a big fan of 6, but, we'll take what we can get.
All right. Joe, I appreciate the slander going on in the chat. Okay, and then we'll see. Sorna's online. Is he in the Zoom? Okay, he's not in the Zoom. Sorna's on the draft. So we're only missing Sohan. Good work, Sohan. Let's see. What about you, Miguel? You're at 9. I saw you laughing at the chat and you turned your video off. So what are you thinking about your pick? And then if Miguel isn't actually at his computer, we'll go to Max with his 10th pick and see what he thinks.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty stoked about the 10th pick. I like what you said about the lack of running back depth, Sam. I like the freedom to kind of have the ability to just get 2 solid dudes right off the bat. We'll see how it fares as the later rounds kind of come on, though. But, I mean, I really got to back up what James said earlier. Want to win, want to give you guys hell. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? And that's really the meaning of the draft today.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Speaking of winning, we're actually losing, the opposite of winning. The loser, we need to think of a punishment. We were thinking group roast. If any of you guys think any better punishments for the guy who finishes last, and by last, we don't mean finishes last in the regular season, we mean loses every consolation bracket game. So like the games at the end of the season actually matter. Welcome to the best day of the year, draft day. Okay, ESPN's telling us it's the best day of the year. So Jordan, you're on the clock. So make your pick and then explain what you've got. But in the meantime, everyone think about group punishments.
Yeah, I'll make this quick so the draft gets along. I'm going to pick Christian McCaffrey because he's the consensus #1 pick. He's durable, high usage rate, and there's really not much else to say.
Okay, so following suit. And for me, I'll also make this quick. I'm taking Saquon Barkley. I mean, I had him last year. Hopefully he can stay healthy. That's my only concern. But I think he will get a lot of touches with Daniel Jones not having a lot of receiving options. And, I mean, as long as he can stay healthy and hopefully not get COVID, we should be good. All right, Noah, whenever you're ready to go.
I'm going to go a little bit off of these rankings, and I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara. I like the Saints offense. I think he's going to get a lot of work in there. Don't love Zeke in the Dallas offense this year, especially some of the play calling last year was a little bit suspect at times, and I don't trust Dalvin Cook to stay healthy the entire year, so I'm going to go with Kamara.
Perfect. And Sohan is now on the clock. So Sohan, I want to get your take on your pick whenever you make it. Currently has video and audio off, but whenever you're ready to go, make your pick and tell us what you're thinking.
So, do we all agree that we're not doing the diaper across campus for the punishment?
We're not going to what?
Are we not doing the diaper across campus? Because I'm still like...
We're not doing a diaper across campus, Joseph.
Was that on the table? Was that being considered?
No, Joe single-handedly put it on the table.
It was the first idea I came up with.
Joe, you're more than welcome to.
Joe, I found adult Cowboys diapers, and considering that whenever you watch and you lose, you're a big baby about it, it would work perfectly.
What if the loser had to go on the news?
Joe's just been looking for an excuse to indulge in his fetish publicly.
Hey, adult diapers are great for, old age, and, you just lose function down there.
Okay, boomer. Sohan is about to auto pick. So rip. Joe can't get Zeke. And Shaq's on the clock.
Sorry, I was talking to my dad.
Oh, no worries. You got
Yeah.
Zeke.
Big boy.
Oh, I got Zeke.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
All right. So Shaq out.
I
Whenever you're
get
ready
it,
to
you don't
go.
want him though.
Already win, man.
Whenever you're ready. Oh, he already made his pick. Who do you take?
I took Derrick Henry.
Okay, he took Derrick Henry with a 5th pick. Cam, what are you thinking about this pick?
I think it's a no-brainer with Dalvin Cook here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a little bit unproven, coming out of LSU. And Michael Thomas, obviously, I don't want to go with a receiver with the first pick. So I think it's an easy choice, Dalvin Cook.
All right, there we go. And now it's Zika virus. Joe Kane with his first pick. So, Joe, make your pick, explain the pick, and then Sorna will make his pick. Hopefully he gets on when he gets back from his ride home. All right, Joe, you want to talk about why you took Thomas?
Yeah, he's the best wide receiver, and honestly, I don't trust Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Miles Sanders
Fair. I agree with you.
at all,
I agree with you.
or Kenyon Drake for that matter.
Okay, so Sorna's on the clock. We'll see if he actually.
Jordan left the draft, so. Sorna left the draft. He's
It
back
says he's
on it,
online, I
so-
think.
No, it said.
Oh no, it
he
says
can-
okay. He did just leave, so that'll be interesting. Man gets auto pick on his first pick. That'll be class.
Hey, anyone know a good name for a Michael Thomas team?
No,
Thomas the Tank Engine.
not bad. That's actually not bad.
Thomas the Dank Engine. Ooh,
Joe, you wrote it.
fuck. Ah, damn it. No, wait. Shit.
So I'm curious. It said we have 2 viewers on this. It says we have 8 viewers now. Okay, so are all of you watching it, or do we actually have legitimate viewers?
I'm not watching, so it's not
Sam,
me.
I can tell you with wholehearted honesty, I am not watching this.
Perfect. It means more of these viewers are actually legitimate viewers. I'll take it.
Max, your honesty
Are you
is
sure it's not
very
your
appreciated.
family?
Family, honestly, although I don't think they knew I was going to live stream this. So Storner got auto picked and he got Nick Chubb, so he can enjoy the lost production from Kareem Hunt getting brought in there. And Miguel, you're on the clock, buddy. What are you thinking?
Not gonna lie, a lot of the players I was looking at kind of got snapped before, which I mean I kind of expected being 9th. I'm probably, even though I'm a big Edwards-Helaire guy, I'm probably just gonna go for this.
Oh, okay, Julio.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't see any super hype running backs that I need to secure now, so I feel like I could wait for round 2.
Respect.
So,
Smart picks.
just rather
And-
secure solid wide receiver.
True. And now we have Max with back-to-back picks. So Max, make your pick, talk us through that first one, and then you can make your other pick and talk us through that one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Edwards-Helaire. I think he's got a lot of upside this season. I think he's really good at maneuvering around the defensive line. He's not the fastest, but I think I got a lot of trust in him. And I think I agree with the rest of you. I'm not huge on Sanders or Drake this season, so I'm actually gonna kind of drop down a few in the ESPN rankings. I'm going to go with Eckler. I like Gordon leaving the Rams, and I like it opening up for him for a really good season. I think he's got a lot of potential.
There you go. 2 smart running back heavy picks by Max, and he follows the strategy he said at the beginning of the draft, just snapping up his starting running backs, smart decisions there. And now Miguel's back with his picks. I think the running backs I'm targeting are probably getting snapped up before me, so that's unfortunate, but we'll see.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking at a running back for this one. There's not that many options left. Kind of torn, not gonna lie, but I think I'm gonna. Damn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Jim.
Aaron Jones. Okay, an interesting pick from Miguel.
Yeah.
We're back to Zika virus. Mr. Joe Kane. Gonna have to change his name. Might we add, because Sohan auto drafted Zeke. How does that make you feel, Joe? You want to weigh in on that again?
Yeah, that was kind of rough, but hey.
Hey, my man Jerry Jones did you dirty, bro.
Also, we just talked about how Swan got auto picked Miles Sanders.
That's funny. I'm going to take Kenyon Drake, honestly, because in his last 8 games with Arizona, he was top 5 running back in those 8 weeks. So
Okay.
I mean, I know he's questionable, but what are you gonna do?
All right, we're back to Cam now.
You know, here I think it's an easy choice. It's got to be Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, that's who I wanted. Yeah, there you go. That was my target.
That's the correct pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Joe didn't take him, if I'm being honest.
I love Mixon. He got paid earlier this week, but I don't think he's
Wait,
better than Josh
hold
Jacobs.
on. Max is getting called out in the chat on the YouTube video.
What'd they say?
He just said, I don't know how I'd feel about Edwards, Hilaire, and Eckler.
Who said that?
Just some random dude, Sam.
And they have the same bye week, so I mean, I'll probably take an L on week 10, but I like them together.
Who do you
Whoever
play?
the commenter is, I appreciate your feedback.
Shacko obviously taking Tyreek Hill, a smart pick there, heavy receiving target guy, and obviously threat for the deep bomb every game. So interesting pick. Now we're to Sohan, and Sohan's going to talk us through this. Sohan, what was your first pick, and talk about how you're approaching the second pick here?
Well, I was kind of AFK for my first pick.
Fair. Oh yeah, you're the reason why Joe's team name is irrelevant.
I think I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. Great system in Tampa Bay with all the different additions with Gronk and the New England dynasty kind of continuing and taking it down to Central Florida. So I'm gonna go with Mike Evans.
Okay, and we're to Noah.
I'm going DeAndre Hopkins, air raid with Arizona now. Kyler Murray is going to take a step forward.
All right. Well, thank you guys. You saved my ass. I'm taking Joe Mixon here. I know he's a little banged up, but I need a second running back, and the running back depth after him is in deep shambles. So that's my pick. And hopefully I'll be able to land a solid player at a different position after Jordan makes these two picks. So Jordan, walk us through it.
All right, so I have a big decision to make. In a previous draft, I thought about doing this, didn't have the opportunity, but my first pick, I'm going with Kelsey. Tight ends obviously there's not much depth at all. And so now it's my choice of the second pick. And I might go with George Kittle just to screw everybody else tight end wise. Because I can
I will
flex.
I will run to your room and just bitch slap you if you do that.
Jordan,
Yeah,
you, buddy. Do you?
That's kind of a power move. I'm not gonna lie. Like I hate it, but it is a power move.
I'm taking Kelsey, and then against what I usually do, because I couldn't get depth because I had the first pick, I'm going to take Kittle, I think.
Go for it.
To prevent depth for other people.
Thank you. Taking Chris Godwin. I was very pleased by his output in fantasy last year. Tom Brady's infinitely better than Jameis Winston. He will excel with a guy like Godwin in the system, and he and Mike Evans are used to splitting targets. So I am overjoyed with that pick. I will take Chris Godwin. I know Devontae Adams is on the board, and I like Adams a lot, but I think that Tom Brady with a weapon like Chris Godwin, those numbers are just going to be absurd. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but I'm making the big decision to take Godwin. And we're back to Noah now.
You just talked about I'm going to take Devontae Adams, round out. I like my receivers now.
Smart. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers still solid quarterback, and Noah making that move, getting Adams at a very good value. And now, Sohan, we're back to you.
Oh crap! Multitasking is not my thing at all. All right, let's go with I don't know. I've already got a wide receiver. Decent one. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with another wide receiver, Adam Thielen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people here. Danny T asking a lot of times how Adams is still on the board. And people saying if Adams falls to you, you better take him. So Noah made a good pick. Brian Peters calling out Jordan Krause, saying, terrible pick. Just rename your flex spot to Kittle because you have to play him there all year. That's from Brian Peters. I have no idea who that is.
That is the plan.
There you go. And now, as Shako just took Juju. Shako, you want to talk about that while Cam makes his pick? Okay. Cam, you're up.
Had to go with Galladay there. We're at the back end of the wide receiver ones, so not sure how it's going to pan out for me. I think my running backs are strong now, but receiving core might need a little bit of work.
Okay. An interesting decision there from Cam. And now we're back to Joe Kane. Joe, talk us through what you're thinking here.
I'm thinking I'm getting screwed in this draft.
Oh, the excuses.
Ugh. Yeah. I'm going to have to take Amari Cooper because he's honestly the best wide receiver one on the board still.
You can get on board with that.
Because, I mean, who took DJ Moore?
That was Sorna getting auto-picked. Okay, so Shako said that we can't hear him, but he said Juju's just dope.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. His TikTok page is fire.
Hey, Jordan, some dude on YouTube asking if this is your first year playing.
Damn.
I have played many fantasy drafts, and I have won a fair amount of them. I understand that's a bold move, but I have him in my flex spot. So if I have a tight end spot and a flex spot and nobody else is going to have any high quality tight end, then I'm fine with the pick.
Okay. And now we're on to Miguel. Miguel, walk us through what you're thinking here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to secure second running back. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't see too many options. Not going to lie, not too many options left. I think I'm going to go for Mostert. He's not a super popular pick, but he did pretty well for me towards the end of last season. I was pretty happy, so I hope he can carry through.
Raheem Mostert, very early pick for Miguel on that, but needing to fill out his running back core a bit. And now we're on to Max. Max, you got 2 picks coming up. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I need a receiver right now, and I'm debating whether to go with a 1-2 punch of receiver or to switch up the second pick. But I know that my first guy's being personally from Chicago and just liking the guy personally, I think I got to go Allen Robinson. If only for the city loyalty, but also receivers got a little bit of depth. So I think my next pick, I'm actually going to go with first quarterback. I'm going to go with Mahomes and pair him up with Edwards-Helaire in Kansas City. I think that I'm going to be scoring a lot of points in terms of Kansas City having good games. So hopefully that pays off in the long run.
An interesting decision there. And now we're on to Miguel again. Miguel, what are you thinking, guys? 18 viewers so far in this broadcast. Way more successful than we thought so far.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to run out my receiving core. Still need a second receiver. Damn.
That happened to me 2 weeks ago with my workout and all of a sudden.
Swan is officially on auto pick.
Super exciting.
I usually start a day or two after. Because I need the buffer.
So Miguel, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I'm going for a receiver. I'm just kind of looking at the options here. Kind of debating what's going on. I might go. I usually would go Edelman, but I kind of don't trust him too much right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just go
Did I tell you what I got on my past 2 or 4
Portland
games?
Sutton. No real reason. I just need a decent second receiver.
98, baby. Let's go.
And you went with Tyler Lockett. Okay. Joe, what are we thinking?
Wait, no. That was a. What's his face?
Oh,
Sorna went with
Sorna.
Tyler Lockett.
Sorna took Tyler Lockett. Okay. And you went with Sutton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Sutton. That was a good pick.
Yeah.
All right,
He's been
Joe.
bad in Jacksonville for a while, but I think with his new team, he's definitely getting the starting spot. I'm going to take Leonard Fournette.
Okay. Interesting. A very early pick for Leonard Fournette, and Cam's up.
Hmm?
I said it's a very early pick. Cam taking A.J. Brown. Cam, what's your thought on that?
You know, he's a very athletic receiver, big threat down the field. Obviously, last year, Tannehill loved him, number one receiver on that team. So I'm just hoping he can keep it up this year.
There we go. And now Shakow's on the clock. Shakow's audio is glitching a bit, but I know he and Max are roommates. So if Shakow, you want to tell Max, feed Max the info about the pick you make and why, we can try to get your voice on this broadcast.
Don't worry, baby. I'm back. I'm back.
There we go.
Okay. And as much as I hate Baltimore and the Ravens, I think I've got to go for a tight end here because I've already got 2 wide receivers. So let's go Mark Andrews.
Okay. Obviously, a lot of good production last year for Mark Andrews. And now on to Sohan. Sohan, what are we feeling?
Well, I was going to take Mark Andrews, great player, great system in Baltimore, but I guess I'm going to take the next best tight end, Zach Ertz. As much as I fucking hate the Eagles, like, oh shit, mind my language.
You're all good.
I'm a Giants fan, if you don't know. I don't like the Eagles. I don't vibe with Philly, but Zach Ertz is a great player. And healthy Carson Wentz, I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to draft Zach Ertz.
Looks like I'll be waiting on tight end. Noah, what are we thinking?
I need a second running back. Not looking great on the board, but I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to take James Conner.
Okay. And now I'm in an interesting dilemma here, right? Because I need a receiver, and I'm stuck between Calvin Ridley and Robert Woods. Cup's also an option for me. Ridley had a good year last year. I think he's fit to come into this WR2 option, and he finished the year pretty strongly. And obviously that Atlanta offense is always high octane. LA's offense is usually pretty good too. Can be a bit more spotty. This is a really tough decision for me. This is where I'm definitely gonna be torn, but I think I'm gonna put more faith in Matt Ryan than Jared Goff, and I'm gonna take Calvin Ridley as my second receiver. I like how the NFC South offenses look, so we'll go with that. And Jordan's on the clock.
Yeah, so I was originally thinking James Conner, but that was taken. I need a running back and a wide receiver, so I'm going to go with, let's see. For running back, I'm going to take Chris Carson.
Okay.
Let me pick that. And then I have a little more faith that the Rams might have a little more of a rebound year, and Cooper Kupp got 4 more targets receptions last season than Woods, and he had 8 more touchdowns. So just off of that, I'm going to pick Kupp instead of Woods.
And so now I'm in another tough situation because, right, Odell's on the clock. Or Odell's definitely there, but I don't know if I trust Baker after last season. I love Baker Mayfield's game, but I don't know, man. That's a bit sketchy for me, and Odell has been up and down kind of ish. I think I'm going to go. I think actually, as crazy as it sounds, I'm going to go Robert Woods. I'm just going to check the stats on Odell real quick. Last season with 216 points. He ended the year a bit shaky. Yeah, Robert Woods is definitely my pick. And so he will be my flex guy. I like my receiving core, Godwin, Woods, and Ridley. We'll see how that functions. And now Noah, you're up.
I hate taking quarterbacks this early, but he's still there, so I got to go with Lamar.
Yeah, I got Lamar at great value. And Sohan.
Let's go with I do need a let's see. I do need a quarterback. I think I'm gonna go with my man Deshaun Watson coming off of a huge extension for Houston. What a boost.
Okay. Deshaun Watson very early. And now we got Shakow up.
Todd Gurley, 100%.
You have faith in him to rebound this year?
Every year, even in the Falcons.
Okay. And now Cam.
You know, I'm kind of shocked that David Johnson's still on the board, but definitely going to take him. You know, the Texans didn't trade for him for nothing. I think they're definitely going to end up using him a lot, and he'll end up being a workhorse in that backfield.
Okay. So David Johnson, Cam's going to be relying on Duke Johnson not to have as productive a season. Not that he was ever an elite back, but we'll see how that functions. And now we got Joe Kane again with his team name that I'm just going to keep making fun of. Joe, what are you thinking?
Well, I just want to say right now that on Reddit, people are saying Fournette in the fourth was a horrible choice.
I agree with that.
Dude, seriously, he's the number one back for Tampa Bay right now. Do you think they're actually going to go with Jones?
It's Tom Brady. Okay.
No.
Your pick, buddy.
Yeah, so, but let's see. I'm going to go with Keenan Allen.
All right, Joe, who'd you just say?
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen? That's a good value pick.
Yeah.
And now Sohan, you're in. What do you got? Or not Sohan, Miguel, sorry.
DJ
Right.
Drake.
So, I'm probably also gonna. I don't know. I'm mostly looking at tight ends because I need one because there's not that many. I feel like this is kind of a underrated player. I had him last season. He did great for me, and I hope he can keep doing good in the Browns. I'm gonna go with Hooper.
Okay, yeah, Austin Hooper. And tight ends, man. We're reaching for these tight ends now. And now Max, you got 2 picks back to back again.
Yeah, I'm thinking here. I need a second receiver, and right now I think T.Y. Hilton's a little undervalued. I mean, last season was a shock with luck, and obviously it kind of threw off his game a little bit, but I think that he can have the opportunity to rebound, and I like him a lot at the second receiver spot, so I'm going to go with Hilton as the first.
Okay.
And
then what are we thinking?
I'm thinking, you know what? I'm happy with where Jonathan Taylor is right now. I think he might have the opportunity to be a bit of a surprise this season, but I think it's going to take a bit. So let me check his stats real quick.
He went to Wisconsin. He's a rookie. He went to Wisconsin last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up. I want to see his college stats. Sorry, this might be a couple seconds.
All good, all good.
Yeah, you know what? I like rookies. I'm going with Taylor.
All right, Jonathan Taylor. And I've heard that's actually a good value pick from what I've read. So, Miguel, you're up. What are we thinking?
I feel like I still got some time. I don't need to rush getting a quarterback. That's kind of what I was looking at. So I might just go get one more receiver, kind of round it out. And I got a couple choices I'm kind of debating. I think I'm going to go for looking at these Cincinnati receivers, just because I think Burrow is going to do pretty decent. Pretty excited. I feel like they could do well. Don't know if I have to reach that deep yet, but I might just go for it.
Yeah, I could probably like that, to be honest.
So what are we thinking?
Thinking I'm going to go AJ Green.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
And now Sorna is officially on the call. Sorna, with his first pick, had to get home. Swan, what are we thinking?
Ooh, so I don't know how we want to broadcast this. Am I supposed to tease this, or do you want me to just fire?
Well, it's your pick. So you make the pick and then you just talk about it. And also
all right. So pleased to announce to my team, love the speed, size, and athleticism of none other than DK Metcalf. Really good deep threat. I think a second-year jump with Russell Wilson in the Seahawks offense is going to be very nice in this COVID training camp world. And I just love the deep threat. I think the Seahawks are going to fling it around.
There we go. And now over to Joe Kane. Swan with the interesting pick there. Obviously, Metcalf, one of the bigger options on the Seahawks offense. So smart pick there in the near the 60s. What do we got, Joe?
I think I'm going to need a tight end pretty soon. And I think one tight end in particular had a great season last year. They might have added a few more pieces to their receiving core, but I think Darren Waller is going to have another great year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking later on. It's a good pick. And Cam's up.
Oh my god.
What, Joe?
This comment is literally just what a shit video.
Oh, someone commenting hate on us. Hey, if you don't like us, don't watch us.
We love the haters.
Yeah. So Cam is up, and we're gonna see what he's going for. Cam's made a lot of good value picks so far, so we'll see what he's thinking here.
Call it personal bias, call it whatever you will, but Devontae Parker, he was a top 5 receiver in yardage last year. He's a great player. A lot of people underrate him, and now that he has Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think he's going to be a quality elite receiver.
That's the Dolphins fan in him. And then Shaq out.
I'd make fun of him, but the singular reason I am drafting Terry McLaurin is because I am from DC and I will support my football team no matter what it is called. So cheers to that.
The football team. And McLaurin, obviously a big deep threat, so a good pick there. And now we're on to Sohan.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need another running back. I mean, looking at Melvin Gordon getting traded from the Chargers to the Broncos, I think I'm gonna go for him.
Almost fell into my lap. Damn. All right. Noah, what do we got?
Yeah, figure out what I want to do here. Looking to go another running back, most likely. And not taking Le'Veon Bell. I think there's some problems in New York. So I'm going to take a chance with Cam Akers here.
Yeah, and so now I'm in a tough situation again because I don't like Le'Veon Bell at all. Just because the Jets are trash and I have no faith in them, and Sam Darnold's trash. So it's tough because, right, Sam Darnold's bad, so we might hand him the ball a lot, but the Jets' line is kind of rough, and I hate the Jets, so I don't want to root for them ever. And also I've had a bad experience with Jets backs in the past, like Chris Ivory, like 5-6 years ago. So that's tough, but also, right, I don't want to drop too far for Singletary yet, even though because he might split carries with Zach Moss. So I'm going to do something that is very boomer bust, but I had him last year. I actually don't have faith in Minshew. I was thinking DJ Chark, but very boomer bust. Sometimes gets no reception, sometimes gets a ton. So I'm kind of caught in the middle here. We're going to take, you know what? Screw it. We're going to take that shot on Chark and hope he comes up big this year. People are saying they're expecting a jump. He is on the draft list, the due draft list, so we'll see what happens. And now we're on Carabell listed it, Joe. Don't hate. And we're on to Jordan Krause now.
All right, so I'm looking at my wide receiver spot, and I need one. So right now I'm kind of choosing between Diggs and Landry. Landry, I'm not sure of. I feel like he's more hit or miss, but he did have over 1,000 yards.
He's supposed to be picked there.
Let's see. Diggs was. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of full send and draft Jarvis. And now I have an unorthodox drafting method, but this is just how I do it. I need a quarterback spot, so I'm going to take a chance on Tom Brady because I've had him in many leagues and he's consistent.
Early.
And that's all I can ask for.
Early. It's an interesting choice. What am I thinking? I need to go running back here, so we're going to filter that out. DeAndre Swift's certainly an option. He's questionable, and it's a risk because he'll have to share the backfield with Kerryon Johnson. Devin Singletary shares with Zach Moss, but again, Josh Allen might be hitting it off a bit. We'll see. What am I looking at his stats here? Singletary, interesting numbers last season. I don't want Le'Veon. I don't trust him at all. So 42 seconds left. Let's see. Could do Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I'm going to take a chance on Devin Singletary. No, DeAndre Swift. They're saying They're saying he should be taken at 4 or 5. So I think the fact that I got him in the 7th round is good value for me. And then, what do you think about this pick, Noah?
Well, I need a wide receiver now, I'm thinking, and kind of want to take Stephon Diggs. I love the move. I love him in Buffalo. Josh Allen gets a real deep threat, but then I'm also worried that the Bills are just going to be complete shit this year, because why wouldn't they be? But I think I have a little more faith in Josh Allen than Joe Burrow and the rest of the Cincy offense, so we'll go with Diggs.
There you go. And again, that's 7th round value for Diggs. It's about on par with what people expect. And Noah snapping it up. And now we're moving to Sohan.
Yeah, no idea what I want, but I think I'm gonna go for I have 2 wide receivers right now. Let me see if I can get a receiver. Looking at Sterling Shepard as a Giants fan, and we're gonna suck this season, but maybe. I mean, you've got Deebo Samuel up there too. I don't really trust the Cincy offense. Maybe next year, we'll have to see how Joe Burrow works out the system. Not really too confident in Cincy yet. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really trust the Jets either with Crowder. I think I'm gonna go with Deebo Samuel.
Interesting choice. Samuel might be out early, but could perform later on. And now on a Shaq out.
All right, not to continue on Sohan's game of self-destructiveness by picking the team you love, but I've got to go Antonio Gibson because I have faith in the rookie. So that's what I'm doing, just so I can have some deep field and some shallow field for Washington football team.
There you go. And now Cam.
Here I think we're going to go with the safety pick and Le'Veon Bell. Simply put, he's Le'Veon Bell. I don't think Frank Gore is taking his spot. I don't think that guy Pirine, the new guy, I don't think he's taking his spot. It's going to be Le'Veon Bell's backfield no matter what.
There you go. And now Joe.
Ooh, this is a tough position right now. But it's at that time of draft where, it's just, you don't know who to take now. But I think Devin Singletary is going to put up good enough numbers for when I need him to play when Drake and Fournette are out. So I think I'm going to go with Singletary.
There you go. Swan, what are we looking at?
A little early, but we're looking at tight ends. You really want to snag the guys you like. I think this offense is going to be dynamic. He's a dynamic player himself. And with that said, I'm going Evan Ingram.
Early tight end pick for Swan, but getting his tight end position sorted. And another interesting pick. Swan making the value pick with Metcalf and then moving into the reach with Ingram. We'll see how that works out for him. And now we're moving to Miguel.
I'm kind of looking at a 3rd running back here, just kind of round that up. Not that many options left, or not that many that I wanted left. Kind of looking at either Hunt or Ingram. That's kind of the 2 I'm looking for right now. Not super hot, but I might just settle, to be honest, with Kareem Hunt. I feel like it's a safe-ish pick, and it's also a 3rd, so not super important.
There you go. And now on to Max. Back-to-back picks. Max, give us your roster breakdown, what you're trying to fill with these 2 picks, and who you're thinking.
Well, I'm actually bummed because I really like Sorna's reach for Ingram. I was hoping he dropped to me for early round 8 pick, but I can't go to Chicago, guys. I'm not like in Montgomery, and I need a 3rd receiver. So having said that, I'm liking the look of Gallup. I think Dallas has never been my favorite team to watch play, but I just wanted to see Joe's reaction. And I think Gallup's a solid guy. He's got a good build. I'm gonna go with Michael Gallup for my first.
He's got a good build.
Yeah, he's got a good build.
Yeah, he's got a
Yo,
nice
the you mad bro meme. All right, Max, you got another one.
Yeah. I think it's a little early for tight end, so I'm going to keep building out my roster, and I'm going to go with a guy who I actually think has a little bit of an undervalue element to him this season. I think that people aren't necessarily taking Mark Ingram seriously. I think he's old. I think he's slow, but I actually like him as a heavy hitter. So having said that, I want to check his stats again because I do think that he's had good seasons in the past, but I feel like this might kick me in the ass come week 3, week 4 if he just maybe gets the virus. I feel like that's actually something we're not really considering right now. But actually, I think I just talked myself out of it. I'm gonna go with another receiver actually to back it up because I think there's more reliability on Tyler Boyd's end. So I'm gonna go Boyd.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
I don't know why I hyped up Ingram for about 30 seconds and I was like, yeah, wait, that's stupid.
No, it's a great pick. I was thinking about Boyd for a while. Maybe I should have taken him over Swift because I'm realizing Adrian Peterson just signed with the Lions, but also AP's old, so who knows how many games he'll play. Miguel, you're up. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get another backup receiver, and there's not that much left at this point, but I'm kind of liking Sanders. It's kind of a reach, but I kind of like the Saints offense, so I think I'm just gonna probably go for that.
There you go. And now Sorna, you're up. Sorna's made some very trendy picks. We'll see what he comes up with here in the 8th round.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with the decision making here. First of all, is that while it seems like I have receiver depth, there's someone I'm looking to trade. There was a little technical issue earlier in this draft, so I'm looking to get off of someone. And if people would read their Zoom private messages, that would help the process. That said, I'm doubling down on the Giants offense, and I'm drafting Sterling Shepard. Think he's going to be explosive.
And one of Daniel Jones's few offensive targets besides Ingram, so an interesting choice again. And now Zika virus. Joe Kane losing a lot of Cowboys. Let's see what he does here.
Well, I got 3 receivers, and they're pretty good. And I got 3 very good running backs, in my opinion. What I need now is my boy, Dak Prescott.
I knew he'd do it.
And now I can finally change my name to the Dak Attack.
Okay, there we go. And also that's good value for Dak. He was going 6 or 7 in most drafts, and there was a guy saying he would take Dak in the 6th round. So it's a very good value pick from Joe. And now Cam's
surprised no one took him because he is.
I was thinking about it if you didn't.
Well, that's good that I took it away from you.
Yeah,
Ross.
I'm gonna pick Russell Wilson. You know, he's getting old in age, but you know, he's like a fine wine. He gets better with age.
Yeah, and he's been playing well the last couple of years, and I think his connection with Metcalf, like Swan was saying earlier, is going to be important. What about you, Shaq Out? What are we looking at?
Well, I'm realizing I need somebody that does not have a bye week 8 because half of my team is going to be out of play on that one day. So, as wary as I am to pick a Brown, I'm going to go Tariq Cohen.
Okay.
Because I love the Cohen brothers, and that's about it. There
you go. And Sohan, what are we looking at?
I'm really tempted because of the memes to go for Daniel Jones. Been fanboying his brother for quite a bit, but I think I need another tight end. I don't know. Let's see. I've got 1 minute left on the clock. What can I do? I think I'm gonna go with Mark Ingram as at running back to add some depth. I think the Ravens are in for a great run this season and might as well capitalize on that.
All right, Noah, what are you thinking?
Looking for another wide receiver here. Similar to James, my whole team is going to be on bye week 8, but I like pairing up Hollywood Brown with Lamar, so I'm going to go with Hollywood Brown.
Good pick. And now I'm looking at receiver as well, even though I already have 4, because the running back options, I mean, I don't really fully trust David Montgomery. I know he's a decent PPR back, but I think he's going to split with Cohen. And to be honest with you, I remember barely playing him last season when I had him. Everyone was saying he was a sleeper. I don't want to take Lindsey. I think Gordon's going to eat into that man's carries. I think that Kerryon Johnson would be interesting. I'd be doubling down on the Lions, but who knows if AP becomes the feature back, then I've just wasted another running back pick. So we're looking here, and I'm not taking Kyler Murray. I've been told, read numerous sources not to go for that situation. Will Fuller's an interesting option, but again, I don't know how many targets or if he can stay healthy. This is going to be risky, but I'm going to go for Marvin Jones. I like Matt Stafford. You said bad choice, Joe Kane. Joe Kane, Marvin Jones is listed in in higher value. So I got him in the 8th. I'm happy with it. Okay. Anyway, then it's over to Jordan. You got 2 picks in a row. Hopefully we didn't hear Joe cussing me out there a second ago. And we got the next one.
All right. So I filled my running backs and my wide receivers, but I want to build a little depth. So I'm going to start with a wide receiver. And I was thinking about Will Fuller, but now that I think about it, this is just more biased pick of mine. I'm just going to draft Edelman. You know what? Let's look at running backs. I'm going to pick I'll go with White at running back.
Early, Jordan. What was your thought process on that as you make your next pick?
I'm just thinking about White is a running back that can be used as a receiver a lot, and the Patriots really don't have any receivers. They just dropped Mohamed Sanu. They don't really have anybody. So, I mean, I'm not saying that their offense is going to be good, but like you're going to have to try throwing it to somebody. So that's why I went with White as a running back, because again, he gets a lot of receptions, even if it's in the backfield. But then I want to go probably with a wide receiver. And this is kind of tricky. Let's see. My thing with Will Fuller is his injuries, but I remember last year he was a very popular target of Deshaun Watson. And I already have both of my wide receivers, but I'm going to pick Will Fuller because if he is good, then I just need him for a couple weeks when my wide receivers aren't working.
A good pick. He can streamline him. I am going to reach a little. I need a tight end. Tyler Higbee ended the season with 5 or 6 straight games with 18 points or more. Quickly became a big target of Jared Goff. I know Goff has a lot of options in Kupp, Woods, but there's no Cooks there, and Higbee emerged as a decent third option. The tight end drop-off after Higbee concerns me a little bit, so I'm going to take Tyler Higbee and fill up my tight end spot, and I'm realizing my Week 9 situation is definitely not great. All right, Noah.
Looking to add another running back here, and I think I'm going to go Jordan Howard. He's never great, and I've had him a few times, but I think he'll get some work down in Miami, especially the first couple weeks when they got Fitzpatrick back there. And I mean, he's more of a depth play anyways, but so we're going to go with Jordan Howard.
Okay. And now on to Sohan. What are we looking for?
Well, I wanted a tight end, and you got Higbee, but there was definitely a drop-off after him. I think I'm just going to make a weird, unconventional move and go for Gronk. 4 years ago, this would have been a no-brainer, but oh well.
Big pick for Sohan and gambling on this. And we move on to Shaq out.
Julian Edelman has treated me well in the past, but so has Brandon Cooks. And as much as I like to draft Brandon Cooks, that's another week 8 bye, and I don't think I can suffer that. So Julian Edelman it is.
And it's interesting, especially considering that Edelman's really the only reliable target in New England right now. Cam Newton, if he can get his arm on right, could be a very good value pick there in the 9th round. Cam, what are we looking for?
Right now I'm really looking at Ruggs and I'm looking at Brandon Cooks. Obviously, Ruggs is the number 1 receiver out in Las Vegas, but I'm not sure if they have a dynamic enough offense to build something. Brandon Cooks, he's in an established offense. He's probably the number 1 target because Will Fuller has his injury problem. So I think I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks and play it safe here.
Okay, Brandon Cooks. And now Joe on the board here. Joe, what are you thinking about?
I'm really mad because I thought Brandon Cooks was going to fall into my lap on that, but no, I guess not. So I think I need a receiver that's not in week 10 because half my team is. I think the next best receiver there is might actually be Christian Kirk.
A good PPR choice for sure as well.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I think Kyler Murray, he's going to have a good year this year, and I think Christian Kirk's going to get some points off of that.
Okay.
If not, then I'm just going to put him on the waiver wire, so, screw it.
All right, Sorna, what are we looking for?
Joe, I couldn't agree with you more. I think Kyler Murray is going to be outstanding this year. I see someone Googling the quarterback picks. I heard a little hate for the guy Kyler Murray. It's now about a round after his value, so I like that I'm getting a value pick after getting chided for that earlier. Feeling good.
Okay. Miguel.
Damn, so I was going for Murray, so that's not too hot. Not ideal. So now I'm just looking at just one more running back to kind of round that out before I start looking at anything else. Again, not too many options, but I think I'm going to go for Zach Moss, take a little bit of a gamble. I'm kind of happy with my first choices, so I think I'm just going to go for that one.
All right, Zach Moss reaching for that second Buffalo back, hoping that Josh Allen doesn't find Diggs enough. And now we got back-to-back picks for Max. So, Max, give me the layout of what you're thinking with these 2 picks.
I'm gonna be honest. My mind's been elsewhere for the past couple things. I've been considering a trade that's just kind of weighing on me heavily. So I'll keep it vague on that end. But right now, what I do know is that I need another running back. And even though I don't think he's going to be a huge target in Detroit, I like Kerryon Johnson as a really good backup with regards to Swift in terms of injury preventing. I guess that's not the right phrase, but I like Johnson at least more than the Johnson right below him. So I'm going to go with Kerryon for the first pick.
So we know who read their direct messages from Sorna. What do we have again?
That's the thing. I'm a wait on tight ends. I know I need one, but at this point, I think the difference in quality is negligible, and I'm just going to keep filling out my running backs and receiver, looking for maybe some limited upside in terms of this late into the draft. So I'm going to go with a guy who I actually have in another team just for that kind of consistency. And I'm also going to go with a bye week pick to build out my variety. I'm going to go with Phillip Lindsay in Denver. I think that he's I don't know. I don't think he's really being talked about, but I think he's solid there and I think he's reliable. And I think he's a solid pick for a flex if he starts getting surprising targets as the season goes on. So I'm going to go with Lindsay.
Okay, and Miguel, what are we thinking about? And Miguel looks lost out here. Miguel's like, oh man, all my targets are gone. Man is on mute now. So if you were Miguel, who are you looking at? Actually, maybe don't spoil who you're looking at choosing.
I'd be looking at Antonio Brown.
Yeah, the free agent.
Picking up. Definitely a good starter, especially for week 1.
Miguel taking Ruggs. That's a pick I was actually looking at. Sorna, what are you looking for?
Running backs. I'm a little worried that this pick is going to be diminished because the current league MVP resides in that backfield, but I love the upside. I like gambling on it. I'm going with J.K. Dobbins.
And at Ohio State, that man was a tank. And Ingram obviously is sketchy in terms of how many targets he's going to get or carries he's going to get. So an interesting pick there.
Ooh, let's see. I need a good running back. But as we all know, Chicago isn't known for their running backs. I don't know. I think I might go with I'm gonna go with Matt Breida. Yeah.
Okay. And now Cam is back on the clock here.
These drafts are all about supply and demand, and the demand for a tight end is pretty high right now, considering there's not a whole ton of good ones. So I'm going to go with Hunter Henry here. It's a quality tight end.
Are you worried at all about his targets with either Tyrod or Herbert playing quarterback?
I think, if anything, the inexperience of Herbert would help Henry shine in that offense, and especially with Mike Williams being hurt the first month. I mean, that just opens up opportunities for him.
Okay. Shaq out.
Yeah, that's obviously what's going through my mind is I need a tight end, but I think that Hunter Henry is the single ugliest motherfucker in the NFL. He looks like Sam Goldfarb who needs to take a shit, just wider. It's awful, and so I really don't want to draft him.
Damn, I just got called ugly.
No, you didn't. Hunter Henry did. And I like the looks of Ronald Jones second, but I don't know him at all. And I need a running back, so I'm going to go for him. And not Hunter Henry ever.
Sohan.
No idea where to go, honestly. Let's see. What I need. I might just go for another wide receiver. I mean, there aren't many. We've got 2 Giants players. Really hoping they play well, but that's probably not going to happen considering the Giants in the past 10 seasons. But I'm a huge fan of Darius Slayton. I think I'm going to go with him.
And a good pick there. Now we got the Goalie Academy, Noah. Trey White Goalie Academy, man.
Trey White Goalie Academy, if you haven't seen that commercial, it's the greatest advertisement ever. I have no idea where to go here. Looking for some more depth. I'm going to still need a tight end, but at this point, might as well hold off because looking at Hunter Henry. But go with, I check bye weeks here. That's a little bit of a reach, but I guess we'll go with Golden Tate. Hopefully the Giants offense can figure something out. That's some depth at wide receiver.
Golden Tate. All right, so I'm going to get a value pick here at pick 99. I'm going to take Deontay Johnson. He's Big Ben's second option. They're saying he could be a big breakout sleeper candidate this year. So I'm going to go for him, and he works with my bye weeks on the receiving front. I'm going to have 6 receivers and 3 running backs. So my receiver trade block will look interesting, but I'm going to go for that because I think Deontay Johnson could be sneaky good. And now we've got 2 picks coming from Jordan.
All right, so I was looking at my 2 starting wide receivers, and they both have a bye week on the same week, so I need a wide receiver. I have this guy in another league of mine, and I think he's a good wide receiver to take a chance on if I can find him. In Keel Harry, Cam Newton likes throwing kind of like 50-50 balls a lot. Julian Edelman's not that kind of guy. I think there's a chance that N'Keal Harry will get a lot of targets from Cam because he kind of fits the wide receiver that he likes. So if it works out, it does. If not, it's not like this is early in the draft where it's going to be a huge mistake. And then a lot of my philosophy with drafts is if you have, like, my team is kind of set right now. I don't have a defense though. So I'm going with a very shocking early defensive pick with the Steelers.
Sheesh. In the 11th round. Okay. And now we're on to me again. So this is going to be interesting because I'm not certain where to go. I can't have another receiver, but I mean, look, David Montgomery is the value pick here, right? I mean, does have to share the backfield with Cohen, and he is a bit sketchy, and I don't really trust running backs. I could look for Madison here, but again, with Dalvin Cook and just not producing a lot last year, that concerns me. Tevin Coleman's an option. But again, sharing with Matt Breida, he is a good PPR back though, did nothing at the end of the season, which concerns me. And then you look further down and just more questions pop up. I mean, look, does Latavius Murray get enough touches? So this will be interesting for me. I probably need to go running back because at this point it's being weird. I could go quarterback, but there's a lot of good options on the board, and I should maybe wait on that. Let's see, 25 seconds to make a pick. Marlon Mack had a great year last year. I know he's going to have to split with Jonathan Taylor, but I think he'll get quite a few receptions. I'll go Marlon Mack because I need another running back.
Quick, make your pick.
I don't have as much faith in Latavius Murray. Joe Kane, thanks for blowing out all of our eardrums. Noah, what's up?
I guess I finally need to take a tight end. So we're going to go here with Hayden Hurst moving to Atlanta, I think, and getting away from Mark Andrews to open up a few more opportunities. And honestly, there's just not a lot of value left at tight end. So
there you go, Mark Andrews, or Hayden Hurst, excuse me. And now, Sohan, you're back up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna need another player because a lot of my players have week 8 is bye. I need definitely need another running back that's not week 8. There isn't too much production here. A little lost here. I think I'm just gonna end up going with Tevin Coleman in San Francisco. As you said, didn't do much at the end of last season, but hopefully he'll rebound.
Okay. And now we're moving on to the football team.
All right, I'm going to rescind my further comments after researching Hunter Henry one more time. He does not look that much like Sam Goldfarb, and maybe I was a little too harsh on him. But I still don't trust him because he's a tight end, and I don't often trust my tight ends, and I need a quarterback. I think Carson Wentz is the way to go.
There you go. And now we got Cam.
I like that.
I think right here we're going to go for some more depth in the receiver position. I really like Jameson Crowder. He works well in the slot. Rashad Perriman's going to take some targets away, sure, but he was the 26th best receiver last year, so he can't take too much of a decline from there. At least I don't see it.
Okay. And now on to Joe again.
Let's see. I think one more receiver would be good. I'm going to go with Jerry Judy.
I was thinking about that. That's a good pick there. Now on Swan.
Whew. I've been sweating it out the last 10 picks, hoping my guy would stay on the board. He somehow is. He's the value pick here, almost 50 ranks higher than the pick. The Bears offense is terrible. They'll never be in the red zone. They don't have a quarterback that can throw. There is no reason to do this other than the value and just torturing myself, really. But with that being said, I'm taking David Montgomery.
The second he said he was waiting 10 picks, I knew he was going for Montgomery. Miguel had to leave the Zoom, so I think he will still make his pick. He's got a meeting right now because college, unfortunately. So we'll see what he takes. Hopefully he has the live stream up as well to pump up those viewers. We peaked at 20. We're around 10 right now, so pretty happy with that. Joe Kane, good job on getting all your fans on your Snapchat to watch.
Dude, Reddit loves sports, but they also love.
Oh, you put it on Reddit? That's why we have all the randos on?
That's why we got a lot of people fighting us.
Damn. We all made some picks that were interesting, definitely unique. Miguel looking here for 45 seconds.
Oh my
Max,
God. Reddit roasted Jordan for the Kittle and Kelsey thing. There's just a whole discussion about how that was wrong.
Interesting. Max, what are you thinking for the 2 picks coming up after Miguel?
Yeah, I'm thinking at this point I might as well bite the bullet and pick a tight end, and I'm going with Noah Fant for the first pick. Is it Fant or Font?
Fant.
Noah Fant. Yeah, I think he's got good potential in Denver, and I mean Locke doesn't have a ton of targets there, so I feel like there's opportunity for him to thrive. So I'm going with him first.
And that's a good pick. They were saying Fant is a good late round value target, and that's exactly what you've done.
Yeah, and then I've filled out my bench pretty thoroughly right now, and honestly, I'm not seeing a ton of value down here, so I'm gonna go with a guy who back in the 1700s led a pretty impressive revolt, or was it the 1800s? I don't know my history. I'm going with John Brown. He was good in the past. Honestly, I think he's old. Like, there's no other way to put it. He's old and he's on the down slope, but I think that in the past he's finished at top 20 receivers like consistently. So I think he has, if not the potential to be like a great starter, the very good potential to be a solid slide in as a bench option. So I'm going with John Brown.
There you go. And now on to Miguel. Again, it looks like he wasn't auto-picked. So John Brown there. After that, we got Sorna. So Sorna, given that Miguel is not on the Zoom, what are you looking at? You don't have to give away who you're thinking about picking until this pick is made, but what's in your head?
I mean, the first thing's that trade that hopefully we can resolve. The other thing is I'm thinking a backup quarterback would be really helpful. There's a slew of quarterbacks I like on the board. And there's one in particular that I have a very big soft spot for right now, as does Matthew Berry. I have no original analysis here. Matthew Berry's love of the season is the person I'm looking at. The 5th best fantasy quarterback after he was inserted into the starting lineup last year. An underrated athlete as well. Very athletic family as well. So
I know.
very interested in this quarterback. Not sure how his team's going to look. I think part of the upside is that his team is going to be in a lot of shootouts. They're going to need to score. He's a great running back there as well. So you maybe not getting as many goal line touches as, say, Cam Newton, who I was also considering. Cam Newton, I think, is a very attractive pick in the sense that he will probably be scoring a lot of those touchdowns with those dives in the end zone. That said, I've hyped this up long enough. And if you don't know by now, I'm taking Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones. Would appreciate it if you throw a lot of dump downs to Saquon for me. Joe Kane, what are you thinking about here?
Well, I think I'm pretty good in wide receiver right now and running back. And I've noticed that one person has not drafted a quarterback yet. So I'm going to just take Josh Allen because I think with Diggs, he's gonna be better than last year. Even then, last year he got 272. Week 11 or week 10, which is when I need him. I think they're going up against an easy defense, so that's going to be good. But yeah, Josh Allen.
All right, and now on to Cam.
I believe Alvin Kamara had a lot of issues with his trade talks and his contract talks with the Saints. So if that does fall through, I think Latavius Murray is a shoo-in for an RB1. So I think it's important that someone has him, and hopefully that person will be me, actually.
There you go. Banking on this Kamara drama, and Noah would not be pleased if that happened.
I thought I saw that he's going to be fine, but we'll see.
Now on to Shaq out.
Yeah, we're getting pretty late in the draft here, and I'm starting to recognize less and less names. But Preston Williams, I'm going to be honest with all of you, but Preston Williams is looking pretty promising as a backup wide receiver that does not have a bye week 8. So I'm drafting him.
Okay. And now Sohan. Sohan obviously losing out on Danny Dimes, which is an unfortunate situation for the memes.
It's okay. We don't have Danny, but we definitely do have Bates. So, I think I'm going to go for a backup quarterback. Cam Newton feels pretty attractive to me going into New England. He's definitely got the build of an MVP caliber quarterback. Just needs to rebound. I feel like he's going to be in the right system with Belichick. As much as I hate the Patriots, I'm going to go for Cam Newton.
All right. And now Noah.
Yeah, I was looking for another backup running back. I was looking at Latavius Murray to back up Kamara, so hopefully Kamara stays healthy. We'll go down a little bit. This is a team that always seems to have running back issues or injuries, so hopefully getting one of their backups might pay off. And we're going to go with Boston Scott in Philly.
I have been sweating this one out for so long. I need a quarterback. And of course, Joe Kane took the one quarterback I didn't want because you know what? I'm sorry, Noah. I don't want Josh Allen. I have no faith in him fantasy-wise. This is great. I literally have the 3 quarterbacks that I wanted to choose from right in front of me, and Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, and Stafford. I've already banked a lot on the Lions offense. I don't know if I want to go full in on that, even though Stafford is great. Drew Brees has never let me down once in my life, but he's getting older. And obviously, I mean, look, he force feeds Michael Thomas, but there's Kamara too, who takes up carries and stuff. I'm going to go for Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan a lot. It's a value pick for me, and I'm going to take him at quarterback for the touchdowns and the firepower he has on offense. Jordan, you got 2 back-to-back.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I accidentally picked up my phone and drafted. No,
it looks like you took Sony Michel.
Yeah.
Michelle.
I picked up my phone and my thumb hit the Sony Michel.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah. Well, I was going to take Pollard in case Zeke got injured, but I guess Sony Michel is my backup. I guess I have James White and Sony Michel.
Jordan, tell us why you love Sony Michel so much. What attracted him to you as such a great pick?
One sweaty finger, or not a finger if you consider a thumb.
I think a thumb's a finger.
Okay. I found that pretty attractive. I wanted a backup QB. I'm going with Breeze, I think. And while I have 30 seconds, I'm just going to say the whole tight end situation. This is my second league, so I wanted to play a little more risky, give the fans something interesting to talk about. Plus, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be an interesting pick. See, it could pay off. I mean, they're both great receivers, and if they stay healthy, I'll just keep one in the flex.
So I'm in an interesting position because I don't have a defense, but there's a lot of good defenses left. The problem is I'm not picking for a while in round 14, and I think a lot of you guys are probably going to make some defensive picks soon. I've got a lot of receivers. Really, running back wise, there's nothing like that I'm super, super attracted to. I'm just looking. You know what? There's a lot of defenses I can streamline, I think. But I'm going to go for the Bills defense because that's the best defense in the league. And I know it's a bit early for that, but I know that you guys are probably going to be thinking defense in this next round. And I almost fell behind on the quarterback situation, so I got to make sure I got this squared away. So Noah.
We will. We all want you to lose.
Similar thinking to you, Sam, since I'm pick again for a while, looking to snag a defense before they're all gone. And so I'm going to go with another top defense. I think the Ravens have one of the easiest schedules in the league this year, and their defense is already pretty solid. So we're going to go with the Ravens.
There you go. And now we're on to Sohan. Sohan, what are you looking at?
Well, we're going on the defense spree. I need to figure out my defense. The only problem is I've got a lot of my bench on a bye week on week 11. So Niners defense might not be the best option for me. What else? I mean, we got the Patriots defense, Colts and Bears. Not too sure here, actually. I guess since my bench is definitely a lot heavy on week 11 buys, maybe my starting defense won't really affect that. So I guess I'll go with the Niners, the highest fantasy points on the board in terms of defense is left here. So I'm going to draft the Niners defense.
There you go. And now we're on to Shaqout.
Yeah, and I am going for Matthew Stafford because I need a good QB2. And good might be a stretch, but I'll roll with it.
That's a great value pick. Stafford is a fantasy darling this year, and man was on pace to be a top 5 quarterback before he got hurt. And we know that Joe Kane loves Stafford. Joe Kane says that Stafford would be the GOAT if he was in New England, which is some bull because he had Calvin Johnson. But whatever. Make your pick.
So I hate your guts, Sam, because you got everyone on starting to think about defenses. And I wasn't expecting that till round 14. But it's okay, because, none of you guys thought about the best kicker in the league right now, Harrison Butker. So I'm happy with that.
Okay, a kicker in round 13. Sorna, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for defenses. I don't care about the opt-outs. I don't care Tom Brady's not there anymore. I don't care the Bills are supposed to win this division. Give me 6 times a year playing Josh Allen, a rookie in Miami, and whatever the fuck the New York Jets are. I'm taking the Patriots defense.
Yeah, and Bill always has that defense ready. He always trains guys up. There was an auto pick for the Colts defense because of Miguel. Miguel and Cameron auto pick. And now, Max, you got 2 picks back to back. What are we looking at?
It's funny. I was really planning on taking a defense, and right now, number 1 is my my loud and proud hometown Chicago Bears defense. Except the problem is the Bears suck so hard. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings defense instead because I have a lot more faith in. What?
I wanted them.
Oh, sorry. My roommate's mad at me, which makes me want to draft them even more. Off the defense front, I'm pretty much the same with what you were saying earlier, Sam. There's nobody that I'm super pumped about at running back or receiver or backup tight end right now. But what I am happy about is the last backup quarterback on the board. I was actually not necessarily expecting him to be here right now, but I like Tannehill in Tennessee as a QB too. So I'm gonna go with Tannehill. I think he's always, if not reliable, then when he's good, he's great. So Tannehill.
Okay. And now Miguel, that's the auto pick for Robbie Anderson, or quick pick. And now Sorna, you're up. Swan, what are we thinking about?
I'll be honest. It's so late in the draft. We are not thinking about anything. Yeah, actually, you know what? Might as well take a kicker, right? Got enough depth with everything else sorted. So take the best kicker in the league, Justin Tucker.
There you go. You and Joe have a disagreement on that. Joseph, you're up.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm about to break confidentiality in the private chat, but Jordan Krause is offering me a trade for whoever I picked in the first round for Sony Michel.
Very interesting.
I know. I think
Joe, can you give us like a pros and cons list to that trade? Like, what are you
Well,
weighing in your mind?
pro is I get Sony Michel. Con is I lose Michael Thomas.
Wow.
And speaking of Michael Thomas, I think the Saints have the best defense on the board right now. I mean, the Bears, they have Khalil Mack and some other good pieces, but I have more faith in the Saints right now.
There you go. And now up to Cam. He auto-picked Alshon Jeffrey. I'm sure he's not going to be a fan of that one. And now Shaq out.
Okay, I'm back, and I did not get Bren Cook earlier, so I'm going to take Jared Cook because that's the way my brain works.
Foot connection. All right, Sohan, you're back at it.
Well, the only position I really need after this is a kicker. Let's see. I already have someone at week 6 bye. I don't have anyone who was a bye week 5. And Matt Prater is a decent kicker. With that 60-yarder he made a couple of years ago, I think I'm going to go with Matt Prater from the Lions.
All right, and now you're up, Noah. What are you thinking about?
Looking for a backup quarterback here. I have Lamar. I'm a big fan of that, so I think I can be a little free to play around with the backup. And why not give Joe Burrow a shot here?
Good looks. I have 6 receivers and 4 running backs. I don't have a kicker, but I have a pick coming up soon. I thought about Tony Pollard in case Zeke got hurt, but that's a little bit of a stretch for me. I don't want Madison. I know this is a gamble, but the man is a big target guy. And I'm going for McCole Hardman. I think this is a value pick for me. I mean, it's almost 30 ranks different. The dude catches bombs, and he also has runs back kicks for touchdowns. So I think that's a great 7th receiver, and I'm loaded up on receivers. So people who need receiving depth, I have 7 of my roster spots filled with receivers.
All right. I'm going to go with a kicker. And even though the projections all are around the same spot, if I look at 2019 points, Will Lutz was miles above any other kicker. He had 159, and the second high seems to be like 133, I think. So I am going to click on Will Lutz as my kicker. And then there's not really any running. I'm pretty set on wide receivers. I feel good about quarterbacks. Tight ends, I'm good. So I guess I'm going to try. Sam, what's the cap on the number of running backs you can have?
8.
8? Okay. I might try and draft somebody who's not on the Patriots. Yeah, I'll go with Pollard because if Zeke gets hurt, he is the next choice for running back, and Dallas's O-line, although it's not as good as it used to be, is still very good.
All right, I'm going kicker. I'm going Chris Boswell. I think that Big Ben is still going to be okay, but I think they might stall out a lot in the red zone. I think that sets up short field goals for Boswell. Trey White Goalie Academy. Noah, what you thinking?
Following along with kicker, I'm going to go with Robbie Gould from San Francisco.
All right, and now we're back to Sohan. We're about to round up this draft very shortly. 2 rounds left.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have no idea what I need. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with another defense just because, I have a lot of guys that are week 11 And coincidentally, the Bears also have a Week 11 bye, so maybe not them. No idea what to get, low key. I think I'm gonna kiss up to Jerry Jones as much as I hate the man, as much as I hate living in Dallas. But I think I'm gonna go with the Cowboys defense as my defense too.
All right, Shaq out.
I'm looking for a kicker, and basing them off the name Rodrigo Blankenship or Kami Fairburn are my top two favorites. And I think I got to do Fairburn. Done.
Okay. And now we have the Zika virus team. Joseph.
I almost drafted Duke Johnson because I thought I was confusing him and David Johnson. And I thought, I can't believe a first string running back fell this far. But no, I got smart, and I'm going to go with the best player on the board seems to be CeeDee Lamb. And I bet you Sam's expecting me to draft him. But I'm not. I'm going to draft TJ Hawkinson because I'm very interested in how he's going to perform this year.
Okay, Sorna, what are we thinking about for your second to last pick?
That was a bit of a gut punch right there. I was hoping I could get Hawkinson, not with this pick, admittedly. So, I thought not necessarily that it was a reach, but I didn't think Joe Kane would see the value, and kudos to him for doing so. I'm wondering if the situation in Minnesota is going to get a little testy, a little uncomfortable with Dalvin Cook in that contract. I'm just curious about it. So I'm going to take a flyer on the Minnesota running back. Don't want to butcher his last name.
Takes Madison, and the auto pick is Duke Johnson. So that was my thought process towards the end there. Now on to two straight picks for Max to finish up the 15th and start the 16th.
Yeah, I'm going to go for consistency with another team that I'm running this season. So for kicker, I'm just going to go Zwirling for, again, consistency. I have him on my other team. He's a kicker. I need a kicker.
Nice. There you go. And your next pick?
Yeah, my next pick, let's see. How many receivers do I have? I have 5 receivers, 5 running backs. I'm going to go with Deshaun Jackson in Philly. I think for late round where we are right now, he's a fine pick. I don't love him overall, but it's the last round, and you got to pick someone, right? So, Deshaun.
And now back to Swan. Zane Gonzalez got auto picked by Miguel.
I like tight ends in Indianapolis. Jack Doyle, I think he's got a clear number 1 spot there.
Okay, Joe?
Who to do. I'm going to just go with my gut here. I know I have Amari Cooper already, but I'm very interested in CeeDee Lamb, and I think he'll definitely be worth it. We'll definitely get Michael Gallup numbers, I think. So, yeah.
Okay. And now we have Shaq out.
Box D.
All right. Noah?
Going with a handcuff for James Conner, Benny Snell Jr.
Okay. And now I'm thinking about my situation here. I could do backup tight end. I could do backup quarterback. It's interesting, right? If I was going to do quarterback, it would be Drew Lock. He's got a lot of potential, and he's got more weapons this year. I think that Broncos team is a borderline wild card team. I think a lot of people sleeping on them and disrespecting them, and I think Drew Lock, the way he ended the season, was really encouraging for me. But I'm looking at tight ends too. And right, I don't know if I fully trust Higbee to sit through the entire season. People are going to be picking up guys on the waiver wire. There's better quarterbacks on the waiver wire right now. Just to find, how many of y'all did backup quarterbacks? That's a couple. I feel like it's probably safest for me to do a backup quarterback, especially if Drew Lock starts popping off. I'm going to go, it's a huge reach, but a late round flyer. I'm going to do Drew Lock, and then maybe I'll see if I trade for running backs. And Jordan, you're on the last pick here.
I think all of you guys missed out on a sleeper. My team, I think, is set. I need an emotional leader, somebody that'll rile my fantasy guys in the locker room. And that's why I think this is an easy choice. Marshawn Lynch, the free agent.
Okay. And that's it for the draft. I'll stop the share screen. So everyone,
So no one took Antonio Brown?
No one took CeeDee Lamb.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what do you guys think about your teams? I want to get your favorite pick you made and the pick you're least certain about.
I'll go. My favorite pick was Michael Thomas. I mean, best receiver in the game.
Okay.
Honestly, definitely worth it. I know you should usually take a running back in the first round, but I feel like Michael Thomas would have been better than any running back out there. So I'm like, snag it.
All right. What pick are you least? What's your least favorite pick?
Kenyon Drake.
Okay. And then what about? I'll go for mine. I think my favorite pick I made was Chris Godwin. I could say Saquon, but it was the number 2 pick. So I'll say Godwin or Matt Ryan. I was really happy about those picks. The pick I am least certain about probably has to be DeAndre Swift. I think I could have gotten better running back value with Singletary, but I'm also not certain because he splits carries with Moss. So yeah, I'm more uncertain about DeAndre Swift just because Peterson got signed today by the Lions, and obviously there's the issue with Kerryon Johnson too. So we'll see how that goes. He's not a starter, so that's fine, but we'll see how that goes. All right, what about you, Swan?
Oh, I've been open about this. I'm not confident at all in Miles Sanders or DJ Moore, really trying to get off of them. And I love the upside of J.K. Dobbins.
Okay. Max?
Right now, I'm really loving Austin Eckler, although he's also someone that I'm not sure about. But if I had to go player pick that I'm most nervous about, I think Jonathan Taylor in Indy. I think he has the potential to really go either way.
Okay. And then what about you, Jordan?
My favorite pick might be the risky double tight end, because even if that doesn't work out, I still have a top 2 tight end that I can trade, highly valuable one. Or in Keel Harry if he has good upside. The pick I'm nervous about is having James White at running back, because I kind of know what he does. He's long enough into his career, and then Will Fuller with injuries. So yeah.
Okay. Noah, what do you think? We got Noah, Shaq, and Sohan left to weigh in.
I love getting Devontae Adams in the 3rd round. I think that's great value. I mean, he's one of the only targets for Aaron Rodgers there. So love that. And then least favorite pick was Jordan Howard. I've been burned by him many times in the past, but what the hell?
All right. What about you, Shaq Out? What's your favorite and least favorite pick?
Okay, my favorite picks have to be Antonio Gibson, because rocking that Washington football team pride, and he's a rookie. I have high hopes for him. And Jared Cook, because I realized that he was, in fact, the Cook I was after seeing his face. I remembered him. But other than that, Mark Andrews kind of looks like Drake, but white, and Ronald Jones II and Preston Williams, I don't know who they are, so I'm nervous about them, but I'm pretty hopeful about the team as a whole.
Okay, and Sohan left. So that's going to be it for our fantasy draft. Thank you guys for tuning in here on our YouTube broadcast. Let us know what our league punishment should be. Right now, we're thinking group roast. Hopefully in person if COVID lets up, but if not, it'll be on Zoom. Group roasts will be fun, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to stop the live stream now and have a good night.